Yo, 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 how's it going, everybody? I'm super excited, honestly. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I really want to go into depth about squats, and I'll explain why. I've never done this before. It might be a little lagging. If you guys comment and I don't see it right away, it's because I'm having a little lag behind everything. So I want to get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is um, why you should squat, and why is it important for everybody to squat. Everybody always talks about their goals and like different exercises for different goals, but the truth is that squatting is probably one of the few exercises that is good for everybody's goals. Whether your goal is to build muscle, burn fat, just be more functional, be able to move properly. I mean, squatting is literally the most functional movement humans can do. So if you can't squat properly, it's definitely going to lead to problems later on down the road where you're not going to be able to pick up stuff from the ground without hurting your back because you don't have the mobility to even get down. So, I mean, squats, they're going to involve 85% of your muscle mass. So talking about building muscle, burning fat, you're going to burn the most calories. You're going to build the most muscle because you're activating the most amount of muscle. Okay. And obviously your legs are like the biggest muscle group in your whole body. So that's why I always focus on my legs, because everything else will follow if you have a strong foundation. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to basically share my screen with you guys, and you're going to be able to see some videos. I'm going to talk about some videos and about some squat videos, explain what's going on, all the characteristics and, requirements to be able to even squat properly. The thing is, you can know how to squat, like what good squat form looks like. But the thing is, if your body's not even physically able to do these things, it's going to be literally impossible for you to do it. And I struggled with this for a long time. It took me years to perfect my squat. It's still not perfect. And I'm going to even show you some of the errors that I do still to this day. So yeah, let's see. How's it going, everybody? Hashtag live, hashtag replay. I'm super, super excited. This is going to be awesome. I'm trying to see if I see any comments. Just leave in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments. It's a little laggy, so I might not get it right away, but I will do my best. Cool. So I'm going to share my screen now. Hopefully this works. Boom. All right, sharing the screen. Okay, so now you guys can see my computer screen. It's a little messy here. So the first thing I want to do is actually go over my own video, which is going to be, we'll go over this one first, actually. Okay. Boom. All right, cool. So we're here about to squat some heavy ass weight. Let's go. I'm just kidding. This is an old video. Okay, so that's me getting crazy right before I lift off. Okay, right before we even watch me squat, I want to talk about the requirements to even squat properly. This is super, super important. One of the first things I do with all my clients is run a functional movement screening. And what this does is tells me exactly what's going on in everybody's body so that I'm able to prescribe, corrective exercises so that they can fix their functional movement pattern so they're able to squat properly with no pain, no knee pain. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start from the ground up here. First things first is actually at the ankles. One of the biggest factors of why people can't squat properly or they can't get low enough is actually because of the ankle mobility. So if you see when I go down here, my knees have to be able to go forward in order for me to be able to squat. And if you're restricted in the ankle, the knee is not gonna be able to go anywhere. And then that's why you'll see people's heels come off the ground. And that's exactly part of the reason why I'm wearing these weird shoes. If you see people wearing these shoes, it's because it elevates your heel. So it basically gives you more range of motion if you have tight calves. I don't have tight calves, but I like wearing this because I'm able to get lower regardless. And also the platform keeps me super stable. So I feel like really cemented into the ground. So that's the first thing, ankle mobility. Number one, you have to have good ankle mobility to be able to squat properly. If you don't, there's going to be issues. And what happens is, I've talked about this before, if you have bad ankle mobility, it's going to actually travel up the kinetic chain, up to your knee, go to your hip, into your back. So you can actually have tight ankles that can have back pain. That's how crazy the body is, people. So we need to make sure that your whole body's functional. You can't just focus on one part. You need to make sure everything's moving synergistically together. Synergistically. All right. So next thing right here is actually going to be in the hips. So in the hips, we have obviously the quads and the hamstrings and the glutes. Those are the three, main muscle groups. So if you have tight hip flexors, tight hamstrings, tight glutes, well, actually just the first part, tight hamstrings and quads, what's going to happen is it's actually going to pull on your pelvis. So this is going to restrict your mobility a lot. You're not going to be able to get it as low. And what happens, actually, this is my next point, is you're going to have something called a butt wink at a really high level. So this has taken me years to even get it to increase my range of motion, because I have literally my butt wink is literally right at parallel. So but with these shoes and some mobility work, it's gotten better. So I'm gonna show you, hopefully you can see in this video when I go down right there. Okay, see, I've actually learned to stop at my butt wing, so you might not see it, but what happens if you've seen some people, and maybe we'll see in another video later, is that some people, when they go down too low, their lower back rounds, and just watch my mouth, so that's what I'm pointing with here. And their lower back rounds, and it like rounds like this and it bends, and what happens is obviously your spine's gonna bend like that, and that's how you get herniated discs, because your discs are bending this way when they're not supposed to, and that's when the stuff comes out, you get herniated discs. So that's super important. I used to squat below parallel, ass to grass, whatever, and I had a butt wink, and the whole time, and I was wondering why my back was getting so freaking sore all the time, and that's why, because you can't go that low. So you don't want to go that low, especially under like this amount of load. Like imagine your spine being crushed and being pushed out like that. Like it's a disaster waiting to happen here. So that at the hips, hamstring, the glutes, as I've seen a lot of people, it actually inhibits people from getting lower as well. But it's not going to really pull on your lower back and tilt your pelvis anteriorly or posteriorly. Glute mobility. Okay. Next part, and the last part is going to be thoracic mobility. You need to have really good thoracic mobility in order to squat. What is thoracic mobility? First of all, if you guys don't know, it's basically everything from your neck, the bottom of your neck, all the way to like the middle of your back. That's like the whole area right there, your thoracic region, right? It's right below your neck and your head. So what's gonna, you know, if you have tight shoulders, you're just tight in general. You're anteriorly rotated. You have tight lats, tight triceps, tight forearms. Like a lot of things can go wrong here. And I just want to point out here, there's like a bunch of different ways to squat. Okay, me personally, I like to do the low bar squat, and here's why. Number one, low bar squat is actually more of a hip dominant squat. So instead of just being all in the quads, I like actually working more on the hips, because the quads, most people are just quad dominant anyway. So you want to like try to strengthen the hamstrings and the glutes to kind of compensate. And actually what I found is that when I strengthen my hamstrings and my glutes, it allows my quads to grow and get stronger as well. So you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? You can't have just like overproductive, you know, quads and nothing in the back to help it out. So that's why I do low bar. Because of the loading, if you see it's a little lower on my back, you can't really tell in this angle, but basically the line of like the force is not like super, you know, vertical. It's more at an angle. So it's not compressing my spine as much. I used to get like a tight lower back all the time. So honestly, and I feel like I'm a lot stronger because I'm using more muscle mass in order to squat in the low bar. So if you notice right here, my elbows are pulling up. If you watch a lot of people squat, especially like powerlifters, they actually do the opposite of what I do. And the reason why I do this is because it opens my chest up. I don't know if you can see my chest, but it opens my chest up. And what happens when you do that, it allows you to get lower in the squat, because it's all about the S curve in your spine. If you're already rounding your shoulders when you're going down a squat and you go down, it's going to round even more, because it's going to round inevitably. So that's part of the reason why I do low bar, less in your back, more in the hips. I think it's just overall safer, and I feel a lot stronger doing it. So those are like the main things for sure. If you want to squat properly, you need to work on your ankle mobility, hip mobility. Oh, and I forgot thoracic mobility. And then this is also probably super important as well. And I'm gonna explain to you what happens if you don't actually do this. The two main things that you need to have that are strong in order to be able to squat, like, you know, especially like heavy weight, you need to have strong glutes, strong butt, you know, big booty gains, and your core needs to be freaking solid. Okay. What happens is your glutes is actually what keeps your body erect, keeps you sitting up straight. And, you know, that's why we're able to stand up so tall compared to monkeys. Monkeys are like more leaning forward because we have bigger glutes. Okay. And what happens is if you don't have strong glutes and you don't have a strong core, this is like the main reason why people are leaning forward and going forward as you're going down, especially in a back squat. You need to have a tight core, strong glutes to keep your body straight as you go down. I'm sorry if there's like an echo in here. I can hear myself, so whatever. I hope these ear pods are working too. Let me just check on the comments before I keep on going on. Whoa, where did everybody go? I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, whatever. We'll forget about that. Anyways, if you guys are leaving comments right now, well, I should check honestly. So indecisive. I don't even understand where everything went here. Okay, I can't see crap. Where is it? Okay. Whatever. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys are watching this, I'm trying to freaking find, in case you guys are commenting and stuff. Yeah, any questions, comments, let me know. I'm trying to find it real quick for you guys, in case anybody's answering. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. All right, here. Nick, yo, actually, you don't need a spotter. And I've never used a spotter in my life, and I never fail because you shouldn't be going to failure anyways. But it takes a little bit of confidence to be able to do that for sure. I'll keep this open right here, and let's go back to the video. Cool. So let's just watch. Okay, glutes core. That's what I was talking about. So let's just watch. I want to point out another thing here. Okay, you guys might be wondering, what the hell, what is Michael doing right there? Look at my knees. So that's part of using your glutes. You want to push your knees out. One of the biggest problems that I've seen people squatting is they have something called knee valgus, when their knees come in. And the only reason why that's happening is because your glutes are not working and firing properly when you're going down. And because your glutes job is to externally rotate. So they, push your knees out. That's why I push my knees out so much, get the glutes engaged. Look at those peaches, baby. Just kidding. But so if anybody, some people have told me like, Michael, what are you doing? This looks wrong. Well, the problem is most people just don't know that you're supposed to push your knees out. I mean, when I was told this, it was a huge game changer for me. You should be feeling, when you're squatting, you should be feeling the squat in your hamstrings and your glutes as well, not just your quads. And if you're only feeling your quads, it's just because you're quad dominant and you're not activating the right muscles in the back. But anyways, driving the knees out. That is like the biggest tip. If you want to squat better, you need to drive your freaking knees out. Okay. Yeah, so this is, and if you notice right there, okay, when I come up right there, see, this is like what I was talking about. My squat isn't perfect. I'm squatting like whatever, almost 300 pounds there. But when I'm coming up, see my knees, or I'm driving my knees out. And then when I come up, my knees like dip in. And that's just because it's like the hardest part of the squat. You're at the bottom where you're the weakest. So that's what I would focus on, especially at the bottom. You want to really drive those knees out, push them away from each other, activate the glutes, keep your body straight up. Anyways, that's it. Boom, boom. Squat's okay. See, one thing you want to look for is when I'm coming up, you want to make sure that the hips and like your upper body move up at the same time. I'm gonna show you in another video what it looks like when that doesn't happen, and I'm sure you guys seen this before. Okay, boom, whatever, done. Another thing I wanted to point out, one thing I don't do anymore, if you notice, I don't actually stand up straight on anymore. Like right there, see, I don't like lock my hips out. Like when I'm doing a deadlift, I like to lock my hips out and squeeze the glutes. But when you do this when you're squatting, it actually turns off the glutes. So they're actually deactivated on your descent. And you don't want that. You want your glutes to be activated the whole time. So I'll like straighten my legs out, but I won't lock my hips out anymore because I felt my glutes working a lot harder like this. Keep the tension, time under tension, baby. Let's go. So, that's pretty much it. Now let's watch some other videos of people not squatting so well. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is people always, are always concerned. That bar is really annoying, but people are always concerned. You can now, shit. Okay, sorry. But people are always concerned that the knee, see how the knee goes forward a little bit? People always hear that, like, when your knee goes forward over your toes, it's like bad for your knees, whatever. Yeah, that's going to be bad for your knees if you have weak knees, but actually squatting like this is going to build resilience in the joints. I used to actually have knee pain a lot. And then just after a while in good squat form, my knees are perfectly fine. People always worry about like, your knees and your back, no back brace, no knee braces. I'm perfectly fine, no pain at all whatsoever. And just because of the form. But yeah, it's okay for your knees to go forward. And actually when your knees do push forward a little bit, you're able to get a little bit lower in the squat without the butt wink happening. So that's only possible if you have good ankle mobility and your knees are able to handle that kind of pressure. So you need to make sure you're able to do it with a light load first before you try to increase your weight. All right, anyways, so let's exit out of this one here. Now let's go to the front squat. Let's see, replying to Nick, you do? Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, but I don't need a squatter. Maybe you do. All right, Nick. Anyways, let's go to front squat. Where is this thing? Boom. Front squats. Okay. Now, everything's the same. If you guys don't know, what is the real difference between a front squat and a back squat? Okay, front squat's going to be a lot more core because the weight's in front of you. You have to use your core to be able to keep your body straight up. That's the biggest difference between front squat and back squat. You're not going to be able to lift as much weight because your core is usually going to be like the limiting factor of like how much weight you can and how many reps you could do. Your core is going to get tired before your legs do. But it's honestly a great way to balance out, the front end loading and the back loading, because you're not like compressing your spine all the time. Okay, but everything is going to be the same from here, except when we get to the upper body, obviously. Like, how is anybody going to get into this position right here? This is pretty hard, honestly. It took me years to even get mobile enough to get that and to get into that position. So the limiting factors in this area, the shoulder, of how you're going to be able to get in this position is going to be the lats over here because they're going to restrict you from pushing your elbows up, and the triceps, which do the same thing because the triceps pull your elbow back. And then the third thing is going to be your forearms. You have to have good wrist mobility, forearm like mobility, whatever you want to call it, in order to get into this position right here. So it's the same concept though, just show you anyways here. Boom, same thing, you gotta drive the knees out, keep those elbows up, and the knees are gonna go forward just so I can get a little lower. The most important thing here is you wanna make sure those elbows don't drop though, because as soon as those elbows drop, your body's gonna lean forward, and that's when your back's gonna bend, and that's when you can potentially hurt your back. But pretty much same thing here. Boom, 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 nice, okay? Pretty straightforward. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We'll exit out of this thing now. And just like maybe, let's see, any questions, no comments, concerns? Yeah, even if you guys are watching this on the replay, #replay, let me know what you guys think. Any, anything that I've said that you don't agree with even. I'm always open to, learning more. If you learn something super powerful from this, let me know as well. I'm gonna watch this one just so you can see like a frontal view. Excuse my turd face here. I look like I'm literally digging a shit. But anyways, I just want you guys to see from the front, like what's happening with my upper body and what's happening with my lower body. See, look at the knees, pay attention to the knees. They come in a little bit. That's just the weakest part, but I can work on that. Working on the glutes a lot. Elbows up, not leaning forward, going straight up and down. Super simple, guys. But again, it's gonna be literally impossible for you to do this if you don't have good mobility. Oh, here we are, boom. All right, let's see. Okay, so I just wanted to go over a couple of videos that I've just found online. And if you guys, I'm not gonna talk too much. I want you guys to think for yourself after everything I've just told you. What do you think is going wrong here? And what is she doing wrong? And like, is it even wrong in the first place? Let's watch it. Okay, anytime now. Okay. Oh no, no. Is my computer crashing? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, let's see if Kai Green works. Boom, okay, Kai Green's working. Love Kai Green. He went vegan, by the way, guys. What do you think is wrong with this guy's squat? It's not, honestly, I'm gonna tell you it's not much, but there you go. You see his butt wink at the bottom right there. And look at the hands, guys. Oh wait, this is a horrible, horrible picture. Okay, well, okay. Let's try that again. Look at the hands. He can barely hold on to the freaking bar. Why do you think that is, guys? This guy is so freaking tight. I would love to show him some freaking stretches because his thoracic mobility is horrible. Look at his elbows tucked down. I guarantee you couldn't even lift his elbows if he wanted to. He can barely grab onto the bar. His like wrist, look at his wrists are bent. Like that's not good. Kai Green, if you're watching this, you need to work on your mobility, son. Just kidding. But anyways, yeah, that was the only thing really. And then like obviously he can go a little slower, but who knows what he's doing? Like what his goal is. I know he does like a lot of high rep stuff to get the blood pumping in the muscles. This might be like his first set, playing 185. But he's going a little too low. He has a little butt wink, can cause a little bit lower back tightness. It's nothing crazy though. And then his upper body here. That was it. Let's see on that one. But I want to see this freaking girl here. Come on, girl. Okay, this is not working. However, whoa. Sorry guys, if you guys are watching this. Okay, why is this not? Okay, let's try that again. 49 seconds. Yeah, if you guys are liking this, let me know. #live, #replay. Let me know if you guys want me to do like more videos like this. Honestly, this is like really fun for me. Okay, this is not working, but let's see this one. Okay, this kind of has the same concept anyways. Okay, let's see this guy freaking with his powerlifting shoes. All right, this guy takes forever. But look at the elbows up. It looks good so far, right? Elbows up, got the powerlifting shoes on, knee straps, back brace. Like this guy should be solid right now. Let's see. Oh, what was that? He's taking a crap. That's what's happening. Let's watch that again, please. Okay, slow. Okay, boom. Well, obviously he's going a little too low. And then when you're at the bottom of the squat, remember guys, that's like the weakest point. That's why I like to do some pause squats sometimes where you literally just hold the bottom of the squat with like some weight on your back. It's gonna really strengthen the bottom. You're already like the weakest, where you're weakest. So what happens is, I can't tell from the angle, but it looks like his knees are coming in, no glute activation. His core is gone. He has no core at all, even though he has his back brace on. So that's why it pushes the weight forward. If he had a strong core, strong glutes, and knew how to use them properly and brace his core, brace it and activate his glutes, I guarantee you this would not be happening. Look at that on the way up. So it's really important. Remember, the glutes are what keeps you from, keeps your body straight. And that's what you'll notice here too on the way up. Let's see another one. Here, boom, hips come up first, then his upper body comes up afterwards. Again, it's the same problem. It's your core and your glutes That's the issue right there. So if you guys are having like similar issues to, what you've seen here, I wanted to show you this other girl here. Okay, this is working now, 49 seconds. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, I'm almost done anyways, guys. Okay, this is not gonna work. Whatever. So that was it, guys. Let me just check the comments real quick before I sign off here, just in case, no comments, but that's okay, guys. I know you guys will watch it later. But anyways, that was it. Remember, squatting is like the most important thing lift in the gym, in my opinion. I might, you might disagree, but it is super important for no matter what your goals are. It's literally, and obviously we're always like worried about longevity and good quality of life in the future. Like you need to make sure you're able to squat properly now, because if not, in the future, you're going to have a lot of issues. The mobility. It's always the most important thing. I always talk about this: mobility first, and then you can work on your strength. The biggest issue is I see people come into the gym, load up freaking a bunch of weight on the squat rack, and their form looks like shit. I say this all the time: if you can't squat, perfectly with your own body weight, you should not be loading up with the bar at all. So a good way to like start off with squats is a goblet squat, where you just like hold a dumbbell or a kettlebell right here. The reason why is because the weight's loaded in the front, so you're able to sit back more. Because again, the biggest problem that people have when they put the weight on their back is it pushes them forward, because they can't lean back when the weight's already on their back. So they compensate to lean forward because they don't have the core integrity or the glutes to be able to hold themselves up properly. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. If you guys like this video, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments, concerns, any questions that you guys might have. I know it's a lot of information. I mean, I would recommend watching this again, taking notes. If you guys are, interested also, I would recommend, taking a video of your squat, post it in the group, tag me in it, and I'll give you some feedback, and I can kind of gauge like, what's going on, maybe what some things you need to work on, like what parts of your body, your mobility. And if you guys, this may not be for everybody, but if you guys are open, and you want like extra help, you're looking to take your body and your mind and everything in your life to the next level, let me know, comment below. I might have something that works out for you. Again, this is not for everybody, and I don't expect it to be, but if you guys are looking for, the extra support, you want to take your life to the next level, in every aspect possible, mentally, physically, spiritually, you let me know in the comments. Shoot me a message anytime. I'm always here to help. Love you guys. Peace. Oh, how do I do this again? Ugh.